Okay, we're going to be winding the bobbin, and since we had a little bit of difficulty figuring this one out without the instructions, I figured I would just show you. So let me back this up and aim over to the sheen so you can see how we're doing it. We're going to undo the thread. I just usually pull it right back through itself. We're going to keep it on, let's see, we're going to keep it on these two tabs that are up, these two bars with the holes, top holes, just like you had it when you were stitching it. We're going to get the bobbin and we're going to thread the bobbin. You're going to thread the bobbin. You're going to go inside the inside hole. You're going to hold it. You're going to have that little tail out. You're going to flip it around. We're going to set it over here onto the bobbin winder. So we want the thread here, the tail of the thread there, and for right now I'm going to just leave this till I can hook it. We're going to come down, I don't know if you can see that or not, just hang that loose for a second. Okay, we're going to come down here with the thread, hook it underneath this little washer that's going to keep the tension for you. Now the bobbin itself will wiggle, but it will wiggle or it'll wind and it'll there's a catch on it. Of course this one isn't doing that, so let's take it off and figure out why it's not catching. Let's go ahead and undo it, thread it this side from the inside to the outside, tail out, pull it through this little notch. There's a little notch on the bar and we want to hook it to it. You'll know it's hooked when this wheel moves back and forth. So now we're hooked. Now we're going to push where it says push. I usually hold on to here, push it down over here on the end. Let me move it around. Is the wheel release. You want to turn it towards you. See how it's like this? Lock is forward, release is backwards. That releases the needle and lets this do its work. Okay, so now we want to make sure that this little lever is in between these two. I know you remember we were having a difficulty when some of these pieces here weren't completely even. They were in a little bit and had to pry them out. So we'll see if this one works. So we're going to slowly hold this while we feed the thread through, and it should wind up the bobbin. Just hold onto this as you wind up the bobbin. Kind of give it a little guidance. Whoop, we ran out of thread. So anyway, you get the point. If it was a full thread, we'd get to the end and we'd trim it. I'm not going to use this. This is just an example. We would trim this off like that. Throw those away. Okay, then to take it off, you're going to, oh that's right, you lift this little bar, I forgot. Lift that little bar and it does jump. But lift that little bar and your bobbin is ready. You want to re-hook that, you retwist it to the correct way forward till it's tight, because you want to be able to move the needle up and down. Because remember, this disengages the needle. Okay, this is up. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And we've got our bobbin threaded.